Assalamu alaikum students and a very good morning to you all. This is Ms. Maru from SM Public Academy. Welcome to your English class. Can you hear me class? Am I audible to you? Please reply me in the chat box. Students, can you hear me? Please reply me in the chat box. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Can you hear me? Aiza Hashmi, Ajwa, Hadika, Hania Rahim, Saad
Yes,
Suhail.
miss.
Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, students. Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and a very good morning to you all once again. Welcome to your English class. This is our English literature lecture, lecture number 27. Okay, so we are going to start our today's lecture. But before we begin a new lecture, please ask me if you have any query, any confusion, any question related to your midterm exams. Okay. I'm constantly receiving your questions on Google Classroom as well. I am answering your questions in the class, but still, if you have any question, you may ask me here. I'm going to answer you. Okay. So start preparing yourself for the exams. You are going to have your midterm exams from Monday, right? 1st of February. So I hope you will do your best and you can easily do the paper. If you have any question, any query related to your midterm exams, or any if you have any confusion related to any topic that is included in the midterm exams, you may ask me. Then I'll start our today's lecture. Yes, students, you may use your chat box or your mic to ask the question, or if you have no question, is everything clear, then you may please tell me in the chat box, then I'll proceed further. Okay, few students were asking me whether summary is included or not. Beta, you will not be given detailed questions. I told you this thing, that you will not be given detailed question. Even in question answers, you will not be given detailed question. You will be given 4 or 5 questions of 2 marks. So you have to prepare the questions from that point of view. Okay, and you have to prepare the word meanings for the literature paper, your question answers, and you go through the summary, read the summary thoroughly. If I ask anything related to the lesson, you may answer it. Okay, so just read the summary, no need to learn that. And another question that I received in Google Classroom was whether character sketch is included or not. Beta, I'll give a character sketch, but you will have to write 4 or 5 points on that. That's it. It will be 4 or 5 marks, and you have to write just 4 and 5 points related to that character. For example, if I ask you to write on Huck, can you please tell me any 4 or 5 points related to that character, Huckleberry Finn? Now you guys are going to share 1 points each. Okay. Ajwa, can you please tell me any point related to Huckleberry Finn's character? Ajwa, Aiza. Just raise your hand if I'm giving you 2 minutes to just recall the points related to the character of Huckleberry Finn, and then I'll ask you. Okay. Okay. Saad Suhail is raising hand. Yes, Saad Suhail. Yes, Saad Suhail, are you with me?
Huck,
Saad Suhail, are you with me? Can you please tell me any point related to the Huckleberry Finn's character?
hello, hello,
Sad, I think you are trying to speak, but I can't hear you.
hello,
Yes, there
hello,
is
hello.
something wrong at your end. I can't hear you properly. Your voice is cutting. Okay. Um, check check at your end. Till then, I'm asking another student, Hania Rahim. Hania
Yes, miss.
Rahim.
Yes, miss.
Yes, beta. Can you please share any point
Uh,
related to Huckleberry Finn's character?
Huckleberry's father always drunk.
Okay, very nice. She's saying that Huckleberry Finn's father was always drunk. Good, very nice, Hania Rahim. Who else can share any point related to this? Yes, Hani has answered me now. On.
Miss Huckleberry Finn was the son of a man who always dreamt he had no mother and no one took after him. All mothers of the town disliked him
Okay,
because he was lazy, white, rude, and bad.
okay, very good. On just
Miss,
sharing a point that he was a motherless boy
Miss,
and
and I
his
was
father
ready
was
to
also a
look after
careless.
him.
His father was also a careless person. He didn't look after his son. Okay. Yes. Yes, Saad. Saad. Okay. Arisha Amir. Arisha Amir.
Yes, miss.
Yes, beta. You want to share any
Miss,
point? Yes.
Miss, I joined late, so I don't know the question.
Okay, okay, Arisha Amir, I'm repeating the question for you, dear. I'm asking a few points related to the character of Huckleberry Finn. If I was asking just like for the character sketch, okay? If I ask you to write 4 or 5 points on the topic Huckleberry Finn, on the character Huckleberry Finn, can you please tell any 1 point related to his character?
Huckleberry Finn was motherless boy.
All right, good.
He was always dressed in old clothes and wore dirty hat and
Okay.
nothing.
Okay. Alina Salman is raising hand. Alina Salman, do you want to share some points related to Huckleberry Finn?
Huckleberry Finn had a carefree life.
Yes, he was living a carefree life, means nobody was bothering to ask him what he is doing or what he was doing, where he was going. Okay, so he was just leading a carefree life. Okay, he was not answerable to anyone. He although he had a father, but his father used to be drunk all the time and he didn't care about his son. So if I ask you to write the character sketch on Huckleberry Finn, you may write 4 or 5 points very easily, like you have shared here in the classroom. Okay, so it's very easy, it's very simple. Don't worry about that. You don't need to learn long character sketches or the long summaries or long questions. You should just know the story. Okay, you have to read the lesson very carefully for the RTCs, and And for the short questions or fill in the blanks, okay? Yes,
Miss,
Alina, you are raising hand still if you have any question. Yes, Alina. Okay, Shanti.
Miss, I watched the movie. It's really fun.
Okay, that's great. You watched the movie. That's great. It means you know the whole story now. Now, please don't disclose the story. Here we are going to read it. Okay. Good, very nice. Okay, students. So, is there any other question related to your midterm exam or any topic that you want me to repeat or you want me to answer? Like, you may ask me any question related to the topics that are
Miss,
included
the
in your
long
midterm exams.
questions
Okay.
and summary will come.
Sorry, Arisha Ahmed, can you please repeat your question?
Miss, the long questions and summary will come in
Beta,
exam.
long question answers and summary will not be included in the midterm exam. Okay, you will be given just 50 marks paper, and it will have word
Okay.
meanings, short question answers, RTCs. You have to prepare yourself for RTCs. Okay, so please get yourself prepared for that.
Okay.
RTC, then there will be some fill in the blanks and some exercises I took in the revision test. Okay,
Yes.
so you have to prepare for that. Okay, and the character sketch. The character sketch will be a 4 or 5 marks. So you'll have to write just 5 points related to that character. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
मिस
Yes, Alina.
मिस जो हमारी बुक के पीछे एक्सरसाइजेज हैं वो आएंगे पेपर में.
Beta, just if you know the lesson, if you have read the lesson, if you know the story, you can do any exercise, right? And we have also done those exercises in the class. So just go through it, just read it once. No need to learn anything. Okay,
ओके
yeah,
मिस.
Alina. Yes, you Sarah, you're raising hand. Do you have any question?
मिस हमारी बुक में जो आरटीसीज है मिस उसमें सिर्फ 2 आरटीसी है जिनके अंदर मिस 2 इन्वर्टेड कॉमास लगे हुए हैं बाकी सब में 1 इन्वर्टेड कॉमा लगे हुए हैं आखिर स्टार्ट और एंड दोनों में तो मिस हमें कौन सी वाली याद करनी होगी
Beta, you don't have to learn anything. I'm telling you again and again, you don't have to learn anything. Just go through the lesson. Okay, if you think that those words are the exact word or the actual words of the speaker, just just uh, um, just notice that who is the speaker, who is the listener of that words or of that line. Okay, who is the speaker, who is the listener, and you should know the lesson from which it is taken or from which I'm asking that RTC. Okay, so you just have to read the lesson, and wherever you are finding the commas or inverted commas, just go through that. And please, please, please have a look at your revision test. You will get an idea about your paper pattern and about the questions and RTCs and each and everything that is going to be in your exam. Okay, yes.
और मिस क्वेश्चंस जो हमारे होंगे वो हमारी कॉपी वाले आएंगे या सिर्फ रिवीजन टेस्ट वाले
Beta, I am saying that you have to go through the revision test. It means revision test is important. Okay, revision test is important. You are having all the questions, all the things that in the revision test are important for you. Okay, but I'm not saying to leave each and everything from the chapter. You have to go through your chapter. You have to go through your uh, work from the literature copy. Okay, but don't
ओके
forget
मिस
to look at your revision test. Okay.
मिस
Yes, Alina.
मिस सिचुएशन विल कम.
Sorry.
मिस सिचुएशन विल कम.
Dictation. You are asking for dictation.
नो मिस
No, miss.
सिचुएशन. मिस
Situation.
सिचुएशन इन आरटीसी.
Okay, okay. You are asking for situation. Beta, I may give any question related to that. For example, if I give you a RTC, and I may ask several questions related to that RTC. Okay, I may ask the speaker, I may ask the listener, I may ask the lesson from it, from which it is taken. I may ask why it was said. Okay, I may ask this question, so you should know why the speaker was saying those words. Okay, for this you have to go through the lesson, and you will not be required to write a detailed answer. You just have to give the very to the point answer to the questions. Okay, even if I ask you to write the reason of why the speaker was saying those words, so you don't need to write the whole story. You just have to write to the point answer. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
Miss,
it will be of
Thank
one
you.
or two marks, not more than that. Okay, for example,
Miss,
if I ask you a RTC, for example, let's suppose I didn't do it, friends, on my words of honor. I didn't do it. Okay, this is a RTC, and I'm repeating it again. I didn't do it, friends, on my word of honor. I didn't do it. Do you know the name of this lesson?
the
The
graveyard.
graveyard.
Nah, no. The
The
lesson,
graveyard.
no. Word of honor. Word of honor. It is taken from bad dreams. Okay, it is taken from bad dreams. You have done this in your copy. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, you have done this in your copy. The name of the lesson is bad dream. Okay, and be careful if I ask you to write the name of the lesson. So what you have to do, you just have to write the name of the lesson. That's it. If it is taken from bad dreams, so you have to write bad dreams. That's it. And if I ask you from which lesson the above line has been taken, then you have to answer like the above line has been taken from the lesson this and that. Okay, are you getting me? Are you getting this question? If I ask
Yes.
you to
Yes,
just to
miss.
write the name of the lesson, then you just have to mention the name. Okay, you don't need to write the whole sentence, whole line. And if I ask you to write the answer for the question, from which lesson the above line has been taken, then you have to write the whole complete answer. Okay, so
Miss.
you have to
Okay.
be very careful while attempting your paper. Similarly, if I just ask you to name the speaker, right? If I just write name the speaker, so what you have to do, you just have to write the name of the speaker. For example, if Muff Potter is the speaker in this RTC, who is the speaker? Muff Potter. So what if I ask you to name the speaker, what will you write?
Muff Potter.
Just
Miss,
Muff Potter. Okay, very good. And if I
Miss,
ask you to write the answer for who is the speaker, then you will write.
Muff
Muff
Potter was the
Potter.
ठीक है? Is it clear? So you have to be
yes.
very careful.
Mrs. Speaker's
Miss,
name.
Muff Potter is the speaker. Okay, and who is the listener? Sheriff is the listener.
Rob,
If I just ask you name the listener, so you will just write sheriff. Okay, so please be careful. Your paper is not that lengthy, it's not that tricky. You just have to be very careful, and I know you will answer it very well because you have done each and everything in
Miss,
revision test also. Okay, so Emma, you are raising your hand. If you have something to ask, please go ahead. So Hema,
मिस जो आपने डेफिनेशंस करवाई हैं इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज में पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच की काइंड्स ऑफ सेंटेंसेस की तो मिस वो आएंगी पेपर में या सिर्फ एक्सरसाइजेज आएंगी
beta, you need to go through those definition to understand the concept, right? But I'm not asking you to learn the definition. Okay, just go through those definition for your understanding. Okay, if you will not understand the definition, if you will not understand the concept, concept, how will you do the exercise? Okay, so for doing the exercises you have to go through those definition, but I'm not asking you to learn those definition. Okay, I'm not going to give it, but you should know the concept. Okay, for example, if I ask you the dash is a proper noun and I give you few nouns below that, okay, so you will be able to answer that question if you know what is proper noun. Okay. Yeah, or I may ask you the blank like noun is dash is the name of a person, place, animal or thing, so what will you write?
Noun.
Noun. Okay, if I ask you dash is used in place of noun.
Pronoun.
Okay,
Pronoun.
so if I ask you dash describes the noun.
Adjective.
Very good,
Adjective.
very good. If I say dash describes the verb.
Adverb.
Adverb.
Ex.
Adverb, very good. So if I say dash is also known as the joining words.
Conjunction.
Okay,
Conjunction.
so you know na, you know all these things, we have done it in the revision test and you know the concept, so just go through those definition. I may ask you fill in the blanks, or I may ask you in the MCQs, but you will not be required to write those definition. And even if I ask you to write a definition, if you know the concept, you may write it in your own words. No problem for that. Okay.
Okay,
मिस
miss.
Yes, on.
मिस एप्लीकेशन और लेटर में चॉइस होगी.
Yes, beta, I
Yes.
am telling this constantly. You will be given choice between letter and application, so you have to prepare any one. Okay, for your exam. If you want to attempt the application, just go through it and just prepare for that application. Okay, and if you want
Okay,
to attempt the
miss.
letter, you may just do the practice of letter writing. Okay. Yes.
Miss, composition will come of only one paragraph.
Yes, Alina Salman, you will be given you will be given a paragraph. You will be asked to write a paragraph on any topic. Okay, it will be an unseen topic, and maybe you will get choice in the topics as well. You will be given two topics, and you have to attempt any one. You have to write a paragraph of 100 words on anyone. I told you in the class how much you have to write for 100 words and how to write for a paragraph. You remember that, Alina?
Yes.
So,
Yes, miss.
so it is same for the paper. Okay, there is no change, beta. There is no changes in the midterm exam paper pattern. Okay, the paper pattern is same. The syllabus is same. Just the dates are changed. Okay, सिर्फ date change हुई है, otherwise each and everything is same. And
Okay, miss.
if you are having something like if you are having trouble, if you are having difficulty, you may just go through your revision test. I'm repeating, I'm asking you guys again and again to go through the revision test of your English language and your English literature. It will really help you to prepare yourself for the midterm exams. Okay, you will get to know how I am going to ask questions in the exam, how I'm going to give the fill in the blanks. You are given some fill in the blanks in the revision test as well, right? I've taken your revision test chapter wise, so it's very easy for you to get yourself prepared for the exam, so don't worry about that. Okay, just go through the revision test, and still if you have anything, any question, any confusion, you may ask me. You have 2 days, like today and tomorrow. Okay, you may ask the questions, or if you have any confusion related to the topic. Okay, if you want me to repeat any topic, if you want me to repeat any concept, you may ask me into tomorrow's class as well. Okay, just like the way you are asking me right now. So just be prepared, just go through your topics. अपने तमाम topics जो आपके English language, English literature में हैं आपके syllabus में, just go through all those topics and mark the question that you need to ask. Okay, that you have to ask, that is troubling you, just mark those questions and ask me. Okay. Yes, Warda Khan, you are raising hand. Yes, Varda Khan, you are raising hand. Beta, you want to ask something? Yes, Varda. Beta, you are raising hand. If you have something to ask, please go ahead. Arisha Amer, Marusha Mubin, do you have any question?
No, miss.
Okay, okay, then unmute. Oh, sorry, mute yourself. Varda Khan, I don't know why are you raising your hand. Okay, everyone. So we are done with the question answer session, and still, if you have any confusion, you may ask me. So let's see what were we doing in the class yesterday. We were doing the reading. I think yes, we have finished the reading, right? We have finished the reading you read in the class yesterday. So today we are going to see what we have already done in the classwork and what we are going to do in this class. Okay. Uh, Now have a look at here. Better the Sunday morning. Let me just quickly give a quick review of this. Huck went next morning to Welshman's house just to know what happened last night, and he told about the appearance of those two men, and he told that one of the two men was the old deaf and dumb Spaniard with a white beard, and the other one was ragged looking and mean looking man. Okay, and according to her, Injun Joe was Spaniard. He was at the beginning. He was not telling each and everything to that old man, but later when he when he observed that old man was honest with him and he was so kind, then he opened up. Okay, and he disclosed each and everything. He told the appearance of those two men. He told that first he was the old man started asking few questions from the boy, means from Huck. Okay, and he was asking, how did you find those two men, and how did he know about the appearance of those two men, because it was so dark, right? It was so dark, so he was asking some questions related to the happening. Then Huck answered the old man, and then when he told the appearance of those two men, old Welshman's sons went to tell this thing to the police. Okay, and the police was in search of those two men, means Indian Joe and Spaniard. Okay, and Huck was having breakfast there at Welshman's house, and suddenly there was a knock on the door, and several ladies and gentlemen came there to because they heard the news. Okay, the news had spread and they heard that news, and they came to ask what happened last night. Okay, and among those ladies there was Miss Widow, means the Widow Douglas as well, and she was so grateful to old man for his help. Okay, and old man said to the lady that there's another person that you should thank. Okay, and you know who was that another person? Who was that another person that old man was
Hug.
asking to be thankful to?
Huck.
Yes, it was Huck. Okay, because Huck helped Widow Douglas, but he didn't want anyone to disclose his name. Okay, he didn't want anyone to disclose his name, and he was hiding himself. Okay, as soon as he heard the knock, he just hid himself in Welshman's house. Okay, then in the church there were everybody, and you remember Aunt Polly began to look frightened. Do you remember why was she frightened? She was frightened. Why was
Because
she
of
frightened
Tom.
or worried? Yes.
Because of Tom.
Yes, very good, Arisha Ahmed. She was worried for Tom, okay? Because Aunt Polly thought that Tom must have stayed either with Mrs. Thatcher or Mrs. Harper, okay? But when she came to know that Tom had not stayed with any of them, then she became so worried and frightened, okay? She was worried for Tom. And who else was worried? Who else was worried?
Mrs. Thatcher.
Yes, and for whom she was worried?
Becky.
Becky.
Okay, she was worried for Becky. And why was she worried? Why did Mrs. Thatcher turn?
Hello.
Because she told Becky to stay at Mrs. Harper's house.
Sorry, please speak a bit louder. I didn't hear you. Can you please repeat the answer?
Because Mrs. Thatcher told Becky to stay in Mrs. Harper's house.
Okay, because she asked her daughter to stay at Harper's house, but she wasn't there. Okay, Mrs. Thatcher thought that Becky spent the night with Mrs. Harper, but when Mrs. Harper told her that she didn't stay with them, Mrs. Thatcher turned pale and began to cry. Okay, she was so worried, she was so frightened for her daughter that she began to cry. Okay, I told you the meaning of pale yesterday. Do you remember? What is the meaning of pale?
Miss turning in yellow face.
Okay, when the face turns yellow, it means pale. Okay, and when the face turns yellow, when someone is,
Worried.
yes, when someone is worried.
Worried.
Okay, very good. All right, then why did the village seem empty and dead? You remember everyone in the village started asking question for related to those two children, means Becky and Tom. Is it so?
Yes.
Right?
मिस all are go in the मिस बोट से गए थे वहां पे समंदर के
All,
पार.
Yes, yes.
all the men were in the
Yes,
cave to
yes, you are
find them.
right. So the news spread from lip to lip, from group to group, and from street to street. And in 5 minutes, the bells were ringing, right? And the whole village was out for the search. They were searching for those two children. Okay, they were searching for they were searching for Tom
Becky and
and
Tom.
yes, Tom and
Becky.
Becky. Good. So where did they stay? Do you remember? Where did they
मिस
stay?
we did a glass
Widow
play.
Douglas.
Yes,
Glasgow.
they stayed at Widow Douglas' place. And whose idea was that?
Tom.
Tom.
Good. It was Tom's idea to stay at Widow Douglas' place. Okay, and did they inform anyone that they are going to stay at Widow Douglas' place?
No.
No. No.
No, very good. That's why they were so worried. And when they returned, and they were missing. Okay, these two children were missing, and they were at Douglas Place. Okay, so Injun Joe and his friend were forgotten. Uh, in this case, Injun Joe and his friend Spaniard were forgotten. Okay, and horses were got ready, boats hurriedly put into water, and the ferry boat was ordered out, and in less than an hour, 200 men were going down the river and the roads towards the cave. Okay, so there were so many people who were searching for those two children. Okay, but all that afternoon, the village seemed empty and dead. Okay, why did the village seem empty and dead?
Because the
Was
roads
all
are
Because
fell
the whole village was in search of those children.
Very good, very good. Because the whole village was in search of those two
because the
children.
whole yes.
Tom and Becky were lost in the cave, and this news spread from street to street and from place to place. Okay, means this news was spread all over the village, okay, in the whole village. And the village was out for
Like a fire.
search, for the search, okay, for the search. And in an hour 200 men were going towards the cave to find them, okay. How many men were going to towards the cave to find them?
200.
200.
200
200.
men, yes, 200 men were in search for those two children, okay. And that's why village seemed empty and dead, okay. Now, you remember someone came to look after Huck and why at Welshman's
Miss,
house?
Widow Douglas.
Yes,
Miss, no.
yes, she's right.
Miss Peter Douglas.
Yes,
Yes.
Widow Douglas
We do.
came to look after Huck because why did he, why did he come to look after, why did she come to look after her?
Old Welsh
Because
man
Huck had a
Because
fever.
fever.
Because Huck was suffering from fever, okay. He was
Fever.
sick, okay, he was sick, that's why. And where were all the doctors, where were all the doctors?
They went to the
in
cave
cave,
for
They
the
went to the
searching
cave.
for
cave for
the
search of
children.
Yes,
Tom and
excellent. All the doctors had gone to the cave in search for those two children, and Widow Douglas came to look after Huck. And did she know that he had helped her in saving life?
No. No.
No.
No,
No.
No,
no.
No.
no, she didn't know this, okay? Because Huck requested old Welshman and his sons to keep it secret, okay? To keep it with them. All right. So, were they found in the end of the chapter? Were they anywhere to be found in the end
No.
of the lesson?
No.
Read the lesson. Okay, they were not found. Okay, and the news that came after a long time. What was that? The word that came from the villagers who were in search of those two children. What were they?
Miss,
What were
they
they?
and more food and candles.
Very nice, excellent. They just asked for
And more.
more food and candles. It means they were not found anywhere and they were asking for more food and candles. Okay,
Candles.
very good. So we have reviewed this lesson, and you all have given me wonderful answers, correct answers. It means you all are taking the classes very attentively and you are reading it with me. Excellent, everyone. Very nice. Well done. Your participation means a lot, and you have asked me question related to your midterm exams and the topics, and still we have one more class tomorrow. So you have time. What I'm asking you, I'm suggesting you to go through all the topics of your literature and your language. And if you have any question, any query, any confusion related to that, you may ask me in tomorrow's class. Okay, we have class tomorrow, so you may ask me in the beginning of the class tomorrow. Okay, and if you want me to repeat any concept, any topic, I will repeat it for you. Okay, don't worry. Yes, Arisha Amir?
and
Arisha, you were speaking something. I didn't hear you. Okay, so what have we done in this lesson? We are done um, with the word meanings and
Miss.
word sentences,
One
right?
sentence.
We are done with
Miss,
the word meanings and word sentences. I hope you have done these two tasks in your literature copies very neatly. And if you have missed it, please do it by tomorrow. Okay, you
miss,
have to do
miss.
the word sentences and
Okay,
word.
miss.
Okay, that's all for today. We are done now. We haven't done any classwork in this lecture. Inshallah, we will do it tomorrow, and we will discuss your questions, your queries in tomorrow's class as well. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on time. We are done now. See
Allah,
you tomorrow, class. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
bye,
Allah
Miss.
Hafiz.
Love is. Miss?
Yes.
No, miss, nothing. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. I'm just taking your.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay. Allah Hafiz, everyone.